10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Lion.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Phantom Lancer.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Slug.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So I think that it can if he gets to a certain point. The issue is that the laning from the side of VGJ should be really strong. Like this heal should match up really well. Obviously, we've seen Bounty Hunter and Lion be heroes that control the early game, and Abaddon has also been doing that a lot recently. So just a lot of their picks are very early game focused. Still can scale great, the Juggernaut and the PL can, but a lot of it is about winning the lanes, and I think Freeze is going to be in a great position to do that against Paparazzi.
Okay. In the meantime, Fenrir, he's going to head off across the map with those wards in hand and start to lay them down whenever they get a chance to. We'll place one up on the high ground there. Was that really pinged out? Did July just spot him? How does he know? What?
I think it's just a prediction, maybe based on what they've seen before. Just kind of get in position here, get ready for something. But I'm not sure if they know anything about the wards, but they know about the bounty rune that is most likely going to be tried to be stolen.
Okay. I guess that's fair enough. So, yeah, in July, he's going to head over. He does have a ward of his own, and that is immediately going to be scattered out. And, well, here's always the question. Do you deward it knowing that that's going to signal that there's a ward in the area? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's free money. It wastes support's time rotating up top. I mean, the Knicks, the CM, they don't want to be up on the top lane at all. It's pretty silly for them to do so. So just go ahead, clear that out, no problem. And yeah, that's pays for itself real quick. In fact, it's a way of transitioning gold from one hero to another, where the support FY bought the sentry and aggressive got to use it.
Okay, I guess that's fair enough.
Value, man.
Yeah, you mentioned as well, I mean, there is still the chance, we'll see if Injuly wants to level up anything, but he's just going to instead go on there, take a tango, and then head to lane. But yeah, Paparazzi goes for the early points and Quas to start it off. Not often seen, but as you mentioned, you have to deal with the constant harass that's going to come from both the Bounty Hunter and Freeze. So Paparazzi going to need to play this more defensively here.
Yeah, good sentry ward. Very important to get that at least in the middle of the lane, if not in a closer position when the game begins, just to make sure that the level 1 Bounty Hunter doesn't get to roam on you. And then, yeah, I expect both of these tangos, he'll use an Iron Branch to double up the benefit. But as you see there, Fenrir has brought some sentries of his own, and Crystal Maiden only bought the one to start off. So it is going to open up the lane and force the Invoker to play it back quite a bit.
I guess also one of those sentries being used to take down the ward up on the high ground. So a little bit of trade-off there as far as safety for the Invoker
They might
versus...
just get the kill. It's very close. Like if they had the Spirit Lance coming out, or coming off cooldown very shortly, so they definitely had the potential to go for a dive there. But it looks like it is just going to be continuing to poke, continuing to harass, and being happy with the fact that he's not CSing.
Top lane in July in trouble. Going to go for the TP away. Do they manage to find anything? No crit skill. This Juggernaut's only level 1, but it means that he's going to get out there using the Shrine.
Yeah, and I mean, right now Paparazzi knows that the Bounty Hunter is just sitting on top of him, but there's really nothing he can do about it. So he's going to take a lot of damage here. Going to be dropping very low, but not going to be killable just yet. Shouldn't be. This is very interesting, actually. Freeze and Fenrir. Diving earlier would have made more sense. Diving there is just extra free damage the other way around.
Yeah, and Paparazzi will get just about the full usage out of that salve as well, and now takes a couple of pot shots on his way out. So well played by Paparazzi. At least get something in return and force the salve usage from Freeze as well as his own.
In the meantime, we do have Dogfights actually has a Dust of Appearance and Orb of Venom, so I'm curious if he's going to do any counter roaming here. He knows that Fenrir's got to be somewhere in the area, but at least for the moment, he's just kind of stalking things up and looking for opportunities. He's got, again, nearly unlimited mana and HP thanks to the Arcane Aura and, being a Nyx Assassin. But as far as being in the right place and finding opportunities, it's going to be tough.
The thing that's really impressive to me about this so far is how much the Slark been able to against ROTK, and he's basically been left alone. Like, is this a good matchup by and large? I always think of Slark as a traditionally weak laning hero.
Melee, Slark versus melee is fine because you can just 4-band shield, maybe Orb of Venom, and then just Essence Shift trade. You're never going to win one-to-one trades, a Slark versus a melee hero. Like, the Slark's always going to come out slightly ahead because of that passive. So,
okay.
Seems to be perfectly fine for him. If he was worried about the Bounty Hunter, then it would be a different story, but we know that Fenrir has been sitting mid, and I'm sure that the Invoker is pretty well aware of it at this point as well.
Totally. And again, Invoker taking a good bit of chip damage here from Paparazzi. They're going to summon up that Forge Spirit, try and deal some damage in its own right. And in the meantime, Courier coming in. Looks like Super will still get his sentries, Brotherlord, and also sharing some experience with Mr. Fenrir herself.
So, pretty quiet laning phase, at least for the moment. We might see a Sunstrike First Blood coming out as one of these heroes hits level 6. The Nyx, the Beastmaster. To a lesser extent, you can set it up with a Pounce, but it's difficult. So, I expect, for the most part, RTK to stay pretty healthy in the soft lane and just try to make sure he's never within that threshold where he can be Sunstruck.
Okay. And both shrines used by the mid players. And it looks like VGJ now just going to be back on the grind, trying to get up as many of these last hits as possible. Looks like Freeze will guess incorrectly for the rune. It's a regen down bottom. And maybe Dogfights can come over and sneak that one away, or at least go get the bounty rune it looks like he'll get. But Walking Couriers, interestingly enough, for both mid players at the 4-minute mark, even though there's a bounty hunter in the game. Huh.
Yep. That's pretty interesting, actually. Crystal Maiden focusing on her thing. The Nyx Nessa doesn't even have boots yet, so I guess it's just a weird way that they're prioritizing their farm right now and just saying, okay, well, I need boots. Well, I need this, and just kind of going back and forth without actually prioritizing what might have been important.
Mid lane, Paparazzi almost going to go down, but Freeze going to get caught there by the cold snap. And now Dogfights rotates in as well. He does have another impale in 6 seconds, but not in time to make it happen. So Paparazzi gets out alive. Does get forced back to base, though.
Still pretty valuable to force him back, but even more so for him to get that last cold snap trigger and make sure that he does not get picked off there. Meantime, Super just gets to get a nice little pull off here, clear out the jungle a little bit, and reset the lane so that RTK is postponing his level 6. It's actually going to be quite some time, I think, before the Abaddon actually finds his ultimate.
Look at Invoker now with the Sunstrike queued up instead of the Cold Snap. Maybe trying to get a bit more aggressive, we'll see. But not having that there means it could be tough for him to keep Freeze off of the Invoker if they do decide to dive again. I guess he can always just resummon again.
Oh. Kata's really low here. He's going to pop the Healing Salve, and RTK doesn't have the Mist Coil, but yeah, this is just one thing where RTK can still dish out quite a bit of damage the other way. He's going to get caught by the Impale, but I don't think that's going to cause him too much trouble. The Frostbite is not really a concern as an Abaddon. But yeah, the Slark needs to get to level 6 as quickly as he can to offer that sustain tool in the Shadow Dance. And yeah, it just feels like there's been a lot of leeching going on between him and Super.
Mm-hmm. And Fenrir, too, he's going over here leeching away some experience from In July. They do know that he's in the area because the bounty hunter was able to steal away that bounty rune. And now diving for it. In July, yeah, maybe in some trouble, but they aren't going to be able to go for the full dive there. And Beastmaster very aware of what was coming his way.
Very close call, though. Any spell connecting there, and that guy is absolutely dead. You've got an Omni Slash, you've got Spin as well. Actually, one or the other, but you have enough with the 3 heroes that it should have been definitely a kill. But In July just is able to juke his way through, and no problem at all. We actually have Fenrir instead, poking, prodding, looking for an opening on Paparazzi, but you can't really reinforce this kind of position.
Scan? Radiant, no. They see these in the area, they drop down the ward, but Fenrir is just gonna skulk away, no longer in the area. A little unfortunate there. I thought IGV was gonna make something happen, but it doesn't end up happening.
Alright, though, at least the bounty hunter isn't getting much experience. He's going to be the one chewing the tomes, I believe, as just really needs to get to that track up online as soon as possible. But yeah, still no kills so far this game, but it's been pretty interesting seeing this map movement here. A lot of different ways that kills come out, different things can happen back and forth, but if we just look over at the current state of the game, you've got Juggernaut doing really well for himself, 62 and 15 in terms of CS, and behind him is Cicada's Slark at 50 and 7, but he tries to keep trading with Abaddon, and while what I said before still kind of holds true about the Essence Shift trading, the issue is that he keeps on popping Dark Pact against a Photic Shield, and essentially taking a ton of damage without dealing any. So he's had to sit in the Fog of War, regenerating quite a bit for the past couple minutes.
Yeah, it's not been the best for him in that regard. It is interesting that he's going to be going immediately into the Echo Saber. At least it's queued up for the moment, instead of a Shadow Blade. So I guess a bit more stats, a bit more survivability, and farming potential. I mean, what's the thought there? I guess that also maybe you're not going to pick anybody off on VGJ with the Shadow Blade?
Yeah, I think that it's been proven quite a bit that the just overall farming efficiency of the Echo Saber really outweighs a lot, but Crystal Maiden gonna be that first blood here with the Bounty Hunter and the Juggernaut finding her all the way by her lonesome, and all this money committed to flying couriers and sentries is not being put towards a bottom rune ward, so it's gonna be an opening with Juggernaut just to walk right in and take life.
Up in the top lane, Paparazzi able to find that Sunstrike kill with In July there. Roar was used as well, and that does signal to VGJ that there's more potential for them to stay in this mid lane here. Not really anything can come and mess with them. Fenrir is here as well. The Impale's going to connect onto 3. Aggressive, still holding on to that Omni Slash, although he doesn't have mana for right now. Does have the stick charges. They still find the kill into dogfights. Super is going to pop. And now maybe Cicada can find a follow-up kill. He takes down Aggressive.
Oh, he's
from
gonna
what was
walk onto
looking
the sentry
bad.
ward. Fenrir walking in is seen by Paparazzi. Does not freak out though. Just keeps on playing his.
Oh, they got him
does
though.
come in from dogfights, and that's gonna be a kill. Oh, cool as a cucumber. Paparazzi doesn't even blink.
Nicely played. That was really well done. And, you know, obviously baiting out that movement to make sure that they found the kill on the Nyx Assassin. And I think at the end of the day, that favors IG Vitality significantly more. They lost their Jug and gave that kill to Slark. And FY now also in a little bit of trouble. They're going to be able to dive forward. The Dark Pact is there. Can they actually find the kill go into the ulti? No. No follow-up, as Super wasn't there in time.
Yep, but not too much cost, not too costly of a rotation here. So overall, I think IGV is still pretty happy with how things have been transpiring. The laning phase has been kind of stifled in momentum. Golden Experience pretty much dead even. I want to talk about ulti timing because those are pretty important here. The Bounty Hunter approaching level 5 but still kind of off and actually walking under another sentry for the Sunstrike combo.
Nicely done. Aggressive is still there. He does not have Omni Slash this time, but Freeze is also in the area, and it looks like these 2 melee cores should be able to secure the tower, at least a good bit of damage onto it. But yeah, another kill on a Bounty Hunter, and you mentioned it, he's the lowest level in the game right now, and very far away from that ulti.
Yeah, these are very important kills. Like, just delaying him, keeping him down for a long, long time. Can't read if there's the tome is used or not, but either way, even with a tome, he'd be pretty far off right now.
And Cicada forces back the movement from that PL. Will be dropped down fairly low here in terms of HP, but just has that level 6, can back out after the fact. IGV are putting together quite a strong front, and now it's past the point where Paparazzi has to worry about getting brought down low. He has his Midas stun, can move back into the jungle. Bounty Hunter doesn't feel comfortable because they've been able to catch him out a couple times in those sentry wards. This is going quite well for IGV.
So at this point in time, you have very poor supports on the side of ITV, but their cores are really coming into their own. We see Nyx in a little bit of trouble, but gets the Carapace off just in time. Have to perfectly stagger those disables, and it just doesn't work out that way. So all in all, still all right for VGJ. RTK's got his Hand of Midas too, so gonna answer that 1-for-1 and try to build himself up towards some good mid-game core items. Obviously, we got to see what he likes to build last game with the Hand of Midas. Into Solar, Crest, Vlads, and Radiant. So we'll have to see what he thinks about this game.
Oh, and dogfights making the movement in. Aggressive actually canceling the TP. They scout out these heroes in the area. A scan by the Radiant reveals there was not a Bounty Hunter in the area, but they will still spot Aggressive here and might think about going on him in a second. He's going to be coming out of this Blade Fury, but can they actually do anything? Impale off the mark. Aggressive, able to dodge that one. Still out of mana. Cicada chasing, but does not want to dive for it.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Looks like there might be a pickup here if Crystal Maiden stays a little bit too long in the jungle. She does have boots and wind lance, but has to be very careful how she moves. It is a Fenrir Bounty Hunter just waiting in the wings, looking for an opening, and it might turn into a very interesting 2v2.
Yeah.
Good sentry.
Drop one down. Paparazzi realizes in the area. They're looking for that opening now. They do have vision of these guys. They see exactly what's going on with FY as well. Sunstrike dropped FY. Is he going to be able to do it and get off the combo in time? It doesn't look like it's going to happen. Super is still staying alive in the midst of this. Has another second, but there's the finger of death to find the kill. Now the Omni Slash down as well. Paparazzi going to drop. Unfortunately, the Shrine, not enough time for it to be online in July. Dropping low as well. He is going to die. But they have Cicada and dogfights in the area to try and clean up. I don't think that Cicada's quite going to be able to get there, though, and the Pounce not going to be able to latch, turning to fight, goes into ulti, Aggressive, trying to man up and take this engagement. Dogfights also in trouble and will die. So the trades come out, and Cicada now trying to run away from here. He turns the fight onto Aggressive. He finds the kill, the Hex, the turnaround. FY finds it. Super now trying to run away, has a freezing field, but he would just end up going down. Unrepentant disaster going on by IGV.
What a bloody mess coming out from both sides. That is a 9-kill engagement, back and forth. A lot of spells getting forced out there, but in the end, a couple of questionable ones. One was RTK, popping borrowed time without really any damage coming and no miscoil to boost his health back up. He dies immediately after. And unfortunate timing for the Nyx Assassin, where Dogfight's actually carapace like the last tick of the spin from Juggernaut, and therefore the auto attack that came out right after didn't actually reflect, because it already said, hey, I tried to stop Juggernaut's damage, and in the end he does get killed off. That sucks so much. But in the end, now we have Track online. Bounty Hunter already getting 1 track kill, and probably hungry for some more.
Totally. It's a very hard thing to deal with. ROTK in the top lane might end up going down here. The roar is going to connect. They managed to pop the ulti, although you do now have the PL who's showing up. There is the Boots of Travel online for him already. ROTK is down. In July might end up falling as well. Paparazzi kills off FY with a little bit of help from the Nyx Assassin. And it looks like Sakata is going to end up losing his life while the Slark slithers away.
So they finish off In July's Beastmaster up top. The Nyx Sunstrike combo does its work down bottom. It's just action all over the map, and it is going to be, in general, helping IGV stabilize their early game. So it's going to be the Echo Saber complete for Sakata, and considering the Blink Dagger. Oftentimes we'll cite that the Slurk really does need at least 1 mobility tool. It used to be like a Midas Blink opener. Oftentimes Shadowblade replacing it just because of the synergy with the ultimate.
Oh, the setup is beautiful. They get the healing ward to Freeze in trouble. Can they kill them all off? The freezing field comes out as well. Aggressive, able to go into the side, and actually they're just gonna both TP away.
And they lose the tower. They didn't even get the deny out. The siege creep finishes it off. Oh man, that sucks so much. I mean, you gotta expect the spin TP to disengage from that situation, but I was hoping that they'd get the Phantom Lancer at the very least. Instead, both cores will slip their way out, no problem at all, and back to the drawing board for IGV.
How does that happen? I guess maybe, again, it's a lot of games that these teams are playing, and a little bit of fatigue comes into it as well. An Invis Beastmaster at the Necrobook level 2 and a Sunstrike should be enough to kill just about anybody, I would imagine. And it looks like they might have their eyes on Freeze, who's almost at that Diff Blade. But not long for this world, as long as they can find the right one. And yep, there it is. That's going to be the kill. Nicely played.
Waits for him to move away from the illusions. No bait here, and the Invis Rune avails a nice freebie there. In the meantime, though, we've got a lot of VGJ members smoked up right into the Radiant jungle, and they find Super.
Yeah, poor Super. There was never anything he could do about that. Dog fights?
Very
FY?
close call. He actually looks to turn it. Is it gonna work? Yes!
Oh man, dog fights. The player, the man, the myth, the legend. That's what we were expecting from him last game.
That was absolutely ridiculous. Lucky that he didn't get dropped there in the first place. I'll attribute that to the Lion not having the plus 60 damage talent just yet, just short of level 10. But even still, being able to turn around with essentially no HP, just stare death in the face and get the kill, that's amazing.
And right here as well, you had this moment where Bounty was trying to set up on Angela and find the kill, but with the Slark there as well, aggressive, realizing they can't actually make that happen, and they will back out into their own jungle. So this combination from IGV, pick-off-oriented Dota with still a large amount of teamfight available to them, it's been working quite well. What's the play now for VGJ to try and deal with it? Is it group up and go for 5-man play? Is that something that they even can do at this point?
It's a little awkward because they don't really have that much in terms of stuns. The Lion is one really good stunner, but they don't across the board have a lot for taking fights. That being said, I think a couple big item pickups will just allow them to have that extra boost in damage, and that's going to be coming out in the form of Diffusal Blades for both the Phantom Lancer, which is classic, and Juggernaut, which is a little bit less so.
Oh, In July, he holds on to the roar as well, but now there's going to be an Omni Slash that comes out onto 2. ROTK is going to drop, but In July will end up dying. Paparazzi kills off Fenrir on the other side of the map, again, courtesy of that Nyx Assassin.
Yeah, just doing work against them. They've got that place warded up. It is just a landmine of a trap for this bounty hunter. And yeah, in the meantime, you notice that Sakata, like he's more than willing to bail. He still recognizes that his farm is far more important than anybody else's on the map, and knows that he needs to disengage if things get a little too dicey. So still get their kill, and they get to back off too, and keep at least one of their heroes alive. Now going on to FY here, gets the pounce. Just one more attack is all they need. The Sunstrike is going to be enough, despite being split among 4 different units.
Yeah. Paparazzi has the maxed out Exort at this point, and no, this lineup, it suits him well. It feels like it's the classic IGV of you move around, you have dogfights set things up for you. Usually it's during the laning stage with the Bounty Hunter or an Earth Spirit or one of those other, clutch plays, but in this game, it's just the Nyx Assassin that's been working beautifully.
Absolutely. Now we have just VGJ struggling to find the next big thing. Avanta style with the defensive play for the Juggernaut. Probably the same for the PL once he finishes it, but it's just been a long time coming, and we're seeing more and more momentum built up for IGV. Usually at this stage, you'll see a lot of track momentum. You'll see okay, well, we've got this many track kills, we've got this many items and advantages. Sakata just goes in. He sees Fenrir's stealth in the middle of the river, and he's just, okay, I have a dagger and dust. Let's do something with it. And there you go, a kill the other way.
And unfortunately, VGJ don't realize that there is Roshan going down as well at the moment. So IGV going to continue to accelerate this farm, take down objectives. There's not a whole hell of a lot that they can do about it.
Yep, Crystal Maid even steals a couple of ancient creeps from Abaddon with a lucky Nova, and it just seems like nothing is going right for VGJ in this game.
Well, Sakata finds the kill down bottom. Too easy.
I mean,
or
we
Sakata.
talked about that difference between Shadowblade, where he's not able to move around as quickly across the map as a whole because he's, not moving around with the Shadow Dance factor.
Hold that thought. There's In July dead in an instant. That's the plus side of having your line die first, is that he doesn't have that minus respawn time. And now Dogfight's in trouble. Gonna get diff bladed up. They have the Sunstrike off the mark that time. Dogfight's still in trouble. Pop that by Carapace. A big ulti comes out from CM, but not nearly enough. And now Sakata forced to bail. So 2 go down for IG Vitality while Dogfight's trying to get out and away. Paparazzi drops down the Ice Wall freeze. Frozen in trouble. That Shrine is going. The right clicks are there. They kill up Sakata. The roar down as well. FY going to drop in just a second, maybe not. It looks like he's actually gonna be able to walk away, but Sakata staying stuck on him. The Dark Pact doesn't come out in time. Lion doing a great job of controlling hold of that hero, but he does finally drop down and die. ROTK, ulti popped. They're still controlling Fenrir, going to be able to get that kill. Maybe they could find it even more. You have the Blink Dagger there for the Invoker, and it wasn't able to continue the chase, but another team fight win for IGV.
At the end there, the triple shuriken bounce to try to style kill on the Nyx Assassin. He just carapaces it and kills the Bounty Hunter instead. And I think the most important part of that fight in reality was the fact that the Juggernaut went and Omni slashed the Slark, thinking there would be disables to lock him down. There weren't. He Shadow Danced it immediately, barely got the 1 hit off before it was already Shadow Danced. Just really quick fingers from Sakata, and they just dominate that fight. Absolutely. 20-14, massive net worth swing, taking down towers, taking the map. This is the tipping point here. This is where IGV are completely in control of the mid game.
And it's also a lineup that you naturally want to be ahead in terms of the net worth, because Fenrir on this Bounty Hunter, that's what he contributes to the fights. Outside of this, there's sure some vision, but I mean, Nyx Assassin is just able to do so much more on this roaming support at this time. And in the meantime, Paparazzi growing larger and larger in this game off the back of the accelerated kills that Nyx Assassin provides.
See, nice little sentry action in mid to try to avoid any more vendetta or aggressive stealth plays, but yeah, it's not. I mean, because I guess that's one reason why Sakata didn't go for the Shadow Blade, is because he already has an Nyx Assassin on his team, and he's going to be dealing with multiple forms of protection anyways. But another factor I've got to say is just that he's really damn good at moving with this Blink Dagger. He's been able to blink into some really quick positions, get a huge surprise factor on his targets, and there's just been no reply. Speaking of, we have Paparazzi blinking in RTK. It looks like the Tornado will be off the mark, but it just goes to show that IGV can make extremely aggressive maneuvers, and there's really no repercussions for it.
Yeah, if they do get caught somehow, it would be hard to deal with, but what is your catch in this game? It's mainly just the Lion, who has been able to finish off the Blink Dagger. That's really the only strong stun that this lineup has, is the Earth Spike and the Hex, and if Slark is there to find the pick at the beginning of the fight, it's curtains for VGJ.
Yeah, definitely not a position they want to be in, but that they have to deal with for the moment. 600 gold until Sakata picks up an Eye of Scotty, and at that point, it might be too late. Like, once you have that Eye of Scotty, this hero has so much in terms of raw staying power in the fights. He has a lot of effective HP between his Shadow Dance and his normal health pool. And he just stays on whatever target he wants. You're going to be seeing down bottom the aggressive combo with FY pop in the finger. That's going to be the kill onto the Nyx Assassin, but I don't even know if they can just power off of it. We'll have to see.
Yeah, it feels as if, well, Nyx Assassin's dead for 30, so he has been a huge influencer in these fights. We'll have to see if IGV still feel confident taking this, or if they want to play a little bit more passive for the moment and only take the fight when they're at their maximum potential. Because that's something scary about this lineup, is they don't know where the bounty hunter is, and they don't know if he's going to be able to, you know, mess them up, and suddenly there's a ton of track kills.
He sees bad without any mana, no repercussions.
I don't know about this.
Action.
They have that Earth Spike, but there's going to be the roar onto aggressive. Suddenly, all the attention is off of the Slark, and he is going to be able to back out and wait. And July gone now. That's a track kill going into the way of VGJ. They're chasing down Super. They know that this is the other hero that they want to take, but it looks like they'll just suffice to take down the Necro Books. And now Nyx Assassin coming in. They have eyes on him. Dogfight's able to blink away before they catch onto him. I'll call it good there.
So they only have one set of arcane boots on the side of the Dire, so Mana Burn EMP is actually doing a lot of work, and there was a really good one on the Abaddon that led them to try to make that play happen. In the end, they're still going on RTK. He has that ultimate. He's got a little bit of backup from Aggressive. He's got the Shrine as well. It's going to be really hard to bring this guy down. In the meantime, there's a lot of stats being soaked up by the Essence Ship.
Oh, he's in the wrong place, though. He has the Earth Spike. They're going to be able to control him. Not quite bring him down as of yet. On the south side of the fight, Paparazzi and Super able to kill off Fenrir, but Sakata stuck there on the high ground. The CM ulti is coming from the low ground. I don't know if it's going to be enough to bring these heroes down. ROTK there. There's the catch. Still so much damage being done. Finally, the Earth Spike is there, but the Spike Carapace not quite able to get FY. They have the Phonic Shield in time. Is it going to be enough damage with the Rolling Boulder? Yes, it is. Aggressive. Now dropping low. Paparazzi. Sunstrike connects on the Juggernaut. Dogfight's done. But still, you've lost so much. IG Vitality can't find any more. They have a roar. They have Necro Books back up in 7 seconds. But it's not quite close enough, and Freeze and RTK back out.
Yeah, the Abaddon can always dispel that roar, so it just comes down to getting it on an isolated target there. We did not see it. We saw instead the biggest deal here was the catch out of Sakata on the high ground. He pounced to the wrong spot. He got completely trapped in with no escape whatsoever, and right when the pounce was about to come back off cooldown, he gets gunned down. He didn't even buy the point booster, so he was like, I maybe he was just like 50 gold short. So that means that he is just delayed a little bit further, and I'm pretty sure he had a pretty hefty bounty on his head. So yeah, with that 568 gold just for that one kill going to the Juggernaut, and a bit of a resurgence for VGJ.
Yeah, this is what they needed to happen, and I think it again starts with that pickoff on the Nyx Assassin. Like, if you take that fight without him and there's suddenly a couple of track kills, the gold swing is quite potent back into their favor as FY looking like he might be the one that goes down here. They're walking back in towards the Sentry Ward, and unfortunately it wasn't quite in range to catch the Nyx.
Yep, and that means that it's just going to be a free kill, though it might be a return, as we do see that he did not have the TV scroll. Blinked away, will blink away again, and he getting all the way back to the base. Nice wild goose chase to go on, but I think at the end this is going to be a track kill.
I mean, he does still have that blink that he picks up there. Catches the Impale onto FY in the midst of the jump forward blink. Okay. Is it there? Spike Carapace? No, they got the Hex. It would have been beautiful, but still space created.
Yep, in the end, I mean, so the way I look at it, you just traded yourself for another support, the Lion. The only difference there is track, but also the difference in time spent. For one support, they got it with a simple Sunstrike, compared to the other team, which chased you all the way back to the base. So I'd say at the very least that's break even, and IGV can't be too broken up about it. We do have Roshan respawning, so I'm curious if we're going to see another Aegis in the Evoker and allowing Paparazzi to just be the big man of the fight.
Yeah. Radiant scanning and should realize Fenrir's just outside of the scan. Oh, Paparazzi thinks he's safe, but it wasn't on him. Now ROTK coming in.
Oh, blinks.
Ooh.
Wow,
that was
that's
close.
Actually ridiculous. The shuriken cross was mid-animation.
Yeah.
just doesn't feel safe. I don't even think he like had a visual cue. There's no way human reflexes do that. I think he just honestly was blinking out, didn't feel safe, and was able to get out in time. There's a chance RTK also slipped up on the fog, but no matter the case, he gets out, and they're right back down mid.
Well, ROTK gonna be the one that gets initiated on, and well, they do catch the Impale. FY, he gets gone on. Sakata misses the pounce, and now he's stuck in the trees. This is a problem. He does have another pounce again in a second. The Omni Slash doesn't end up doing all that much, trading between a lot of creeps, and there's the blink out, and now he's found and killed off FY. Not a whole lot of control left in this fight now for VGJ, although Freeze throwing out the Spirit Lance for the moment onto dogfights. Fenrir's still there. They catch him, though, and he's inside the Sentry Ward. Sakata gets the kill with Paparazzi.
Yep, they've got a lot of tools now. They had Dust Sentry and the Necronomicon Warrior in that fight. There's no way he gets out there. And in fact, it's going to be Freeze who has the Doppelganger away. So tough spot to be in. A nice tornado coming through as well. No follow-up. And the FY quick respawn is just going to get a nice stun onto Slark.
They're in trouble. They end up throwing it out, but Sakata is going to be able to back out of there. Somehow manages the escape. A little bit of help from the Glimmer Cape.
That Glimmer Cape was so money. That was an insane escape that they needed at that moment, and they're going to be able to disengage with most of their heroes. Nick's Assassin, though, does not get the carapace off onto the Sentry Ward, is going to be killed off. And that's going to be making the kill score 26-21 while they go for Roshan.
Yeah, still a very bold move here, and I guess IGV just realizing they're not going to be able to come and contest quickly enough, and this is going to be a free Rosh.
I think they could have definitely tried to, but in the end, who knows how that fight would have played out? We'll never know, because that is going to be a snuck Rosh from IGV. Sakata grabs it and goes right in on Freeze, who just popped the Doppelganger. This should be the kill on the Phantom Lancer.
Oh, gets caught there. The pounce actually connects onto ROTK, but Freeze able to get that pounce away. Dark packed off immediately. The stun. FY now in trouble. Now going to die. ROTK trying to run to catch up to help the rest of his team, but Freeze being right-clicked down to death by Paparazzi. Not able to find the Sunstrike. Was expecting the next level blinks. Aggressive, makes the escape, as does Freeze with the TP away. But I think that this is going to be the end of the Juggernaut as he does fall.
No buyback. They're going to go for more.
IGV never stopping, never giving up. They have track on Sakata, but also they have the Aegis, and soon to have a tier 3 tower, unless Freeze can make some magic here. But the Impale, he jumps forward, he gets caught. Can they kill him off? Sakata brought down so low. Fenrir, he does have another shuriken here if he wanted to toss it out, but it's not going to be enough damage. EMP connects onto RTK, and they'll back out yet again. IGV not wanting to test the waters.
But still in a great position, having just forced out that buyback. And I mean, Abaddon has shown that he is a very mortal man in this game. So I feel like IGV are really just in a great spot. I mean, they didn't even lose the Aegis on Slark. He's able to just be so aggressive here. And I just got to say that across the board, IGV have been playing so damn well. I mean, that freezing field from seeing was great. The Glimmer Cape on the Slark earlier was one of the highest value item usages you can get out of that. The EMP is actually from the Evoker. Like, we can talk about Paparazzi Sunstrikes and kills all day long, but the utility he's brought with EMP has been really strong as well.
Don't forget those Sunstrike. You said that they're pretty good, and also, I mean, everything has been great out of him this game. It's why he continues to be one of the most picked heroes for them, as Super finds the blind kill with the Crystal Nova. Just a bit too much damage for that Bounty Hunter. The catalyst for everything working this game. I mean, honestly, it's just been a full team effort.
Absolutely. Every one of them just really doing work in this context. And Sakata has just, he feels so confident in his teammates, and he's able to go in a very aggressive stance. They force out the glyph. They're going right onto RTK. They say, you have no buyback, and now you have no ultimate.
All right, there's the catch. ROTK is going to end up popping here in just a second. The meteor drops down onto his face and is going to be the kill. Dark backed off the stun. FY is in a hell of a lot of trouble. Another Impale connects onto aggressive. Sakata is never going to stop, only to go back and hit some towers. What a display.
Too. Like, he realizes that even if the Abaddon is full HP, it doesn't matter because he can just keep soaking up the stats. And now this guy has stolen 69 agility.
Dank. As the tier 3 tower about to end up falling. Paparazzi, Forge Spirits are there. IGV is all but wrapped up this one. Aggressive jumps forward, Omni Slash down as well. They're controlling and bringing down Paparazzi, but again, the Glimmer Cape keeping him alive. It is going to be the death of him finally. Aegis had gone relatively recently. Maybe IGV
think they can
thinking
still
about going
engage.
back in.
They have no
Are they
Omnislash.
kidding me? The jumps away, good reactions. They're actually able to live through this. So VGJ now maybe going to take a little bit of an advantage in terms of the fight. Super jumps back with the blink away. But there's the chase. Roar now onto aggressive. It's to try and ensure the retreat. They pop the super ultimate, but it's not doing all that much. Freeze has found him. Now they've got aggressive. Now they got freeze. The TM ulti is too big. Oh, the freezing field is one mup than freeze. That was a lot of damage.
You've got this Slark on the back line that has all of the stolen agility. Like, you can't just count him out as far as just jumping back into the fight time and time again. And now with the buyback, the offensive buyback, Paparazzi, we should just be seeing the top racks breaking. But they'll put everything they can into this defense. They can bring all 5 heroes to defend this, but they've got to do it quick.
Yeah, Sakata jumps in. Like you said, there was the buyback. They need to find something here if VGJ want to keep their hopes alive in this game. At number 2, dogfights still running out and away. Did have that blink up for a moment, but didn't end up going for it. Freeze still there. The Sunstrike gonna come in, not quite on the mark for Fenrir. Sakata still large and in charge. Has still 25 Essence Shift stacks, but it looks like they're finally going to back out at least to reset for round number 2.
All right, we've got to watch this Aegis timing here. It's only about 20 seconds left on Sakata's Aegis, and I think that's the reason for their hesitance. Before, they smoke with track on. That's not a good start, but and there's Observer Ward in the play in either case.
You know what? It's fine. Do whatever you want. They've been winning this game so far, but they're making the correct move here. Go back, get the shrines, take it easy, and then
Yeah,
finish
they're gonna
off.
come back so much stronger. Like, the Aegis will be reclaimed, and that's that happens, but we're going to be looking at not only the Abyssal Blade on Sakata, but soon to be a Mjolnir, which means this Phantom Lancer just won't be able to compete. Like, the only thing that's been really having any staying power in these fights have been Freeze's illusions, but even those are going to evaporate when the Mjolnir comes in.
And he's building towards the heart. Like, you can see the goal there eventually, burning through the mana, but it feels like it keeps on coming back to the same issue, that how do you deal with these heroes when your main source of a stun is like a Lion? I feel like they just need more disable.
Yeah, they didn't have a single stun until the 4th pick, and I just feel like they hedged their bets too much on winning the laning phase, and then once that didn't really happen, they put themselves in a spot where the fights became harder.
Uh-oh, roared the wrong one. Freeze did the opie-dope, but will it be enough to get him out of there? I don't think so. He's going to run again with the other one, but it was cute. Not good enough.
Yeah, they're covering their bases. They're stunning, abyssal, roaring everything. They don't want a single cat to get out of the bag. But all the same, it looks like it is going to be the bottom tier 2 cleaned up, no problem at all. PL down for 80 seconds, and we are rapidly approaching GG in a game 3.
This is absurd amount of kills too. Like 60 kills at 36 minutes. This is the exact opposite of what happened in the last game with that anti-mage set. I guess that IGV, they took the advice. They wanted to try and make things happen, and this lineup certainly does that.
Oh, most definitely. Now we got to see maybe the final hurrah here, a little tornado action to lift up the Abaddon and take away all of his mana. They've only got 1 arcane, and they've got Slark locked down pretty hard. Can he get the Shadow Dance off?
There's the Force Tap pushing him even further forward. In some trouble, pops that Shadow Dance and now turns on to ROTK. Pounce back up again if he wanted to go for it, but saving a hold of it for the moment just to get back to the tower. FY connects with a good stun. The Omni Slash out as well onto 2. Continuing to hex up and control Sakata, but there isn't any follow-up in Super. He gets the ulti off again. Aggressive drop in solo is gonna die. 3 are gone. 100 seconds with no Juggernaut, and that's gonna do it. IGV take game number 2 and push it to number 3 against their Chinese rivals.
Very well played. This is exactly what you need to do to make Slark work in these kind of lineups. But I gotta bring attention to what I think was the main reason that VGJ didn't find enough success in the early game, and it comes down to